Good evening, everybody. It's May 16, 2026. It's just a little bit past 10 p.m. Welcome to the live stream. I hope everybody's doing well, and I will wait for people to receive the notifications. We're about 5 minutes late.
You followed me across state lines. You really thought I'd run. Watch me. 30 years in mama pen, Jersey girl with perfect plans. Garden raising my daughter, healing cats with gentle hands. Astrology blog at midnight, Reiki light in 2 degrees. Masters and bachelors, both with honors, so the world would let me breathe. And they type my name on a secret list, pay strangers to make me bleed. So I packed up.
Hi, Joe. Welcome. Good evening. It's always good to see your positive comments. I saw that near miss on one of your videos a couple of days ago. Hi, Sue. Welcome. Well, thank you. I saw that. That's scary. It's a good thing that you're on your toes there and watching them, and that you're documenting it. I think any targeted person who drives a lot, even if you don't drive a lot, everybody needs a dash cam. Hi, user. Welcome. Another Saturday. Happy. It's a new moon. It's dark outside. Dark moon. It's so interesting because, I'm subscribed to a lot of people's channels that aren't targeted. Lawyers and cop auditors and homesteaders, and there are conversations going on on everybody's channel talking about corruption and everything that's going on. Hi, City of Fullerton. You drive 6 days a week. Oh my goodness. It must cost you a fortune. Anybody that drives 6 days a week is an expert in driving. I mean, you must see it all too. Well, it's the dark of the moon now, so it's going to be a little quiet. But within a day or so, we'll start increasing in light, and then there's a lot more activity outside. Hi, River Bluff. Welcome. It's good to see you. We haven't seen you in maybe 2 weeks, a week or so. Yeah, I feel for you guys that have to drive a lot. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in, guys. "5 a.m. to 4 p.m., 6 days a week. Gang stalked and hit with energy weapons." Hi, Fred. Welcome. Yes, good health to all targeted individuals. Hi, Kat. Welcome. Spellbreaker. I am Spellbreaker. That's cute. The little chickie. Yeah, when I lived in New Jersey, I drove more. I drove a lot. Actually drove every day. So I was always using my dash cam. And I remember there were a couple of people that they must have been a higher level up people. I knew that I was recording them, but when I tried to play it back, they had erased it. So I don't know if it was an FBI person. Oh, it's just horrible. And I haven't seen Zoomy in 2 days. That's very unusual. I've been calling him and he's not coming. I mean, it has been warmer outside and he does like to roam around when it's warmer, but I have not seen him at all. So I'm a little upset. He needs to show up. Yeah, the rear facing dash cam. I did not have a rear facing one. But you got to be careful. Like if you leave your vehicle, take your SD card with you because when I was in New Jersey, I wasn't gone more than a few minutes, and somebody removed the SD card in my dash cam. They don't even actually have to remove the card anymore. They can erase it remotely. Hi, Julius. Welcome. Oh, of course, of course. Kat drives a lot because she lives in her van. She has to keep moving. Oh, well, that's good that your company has the dash cam recording at all time. Well, I guess they're keeping an eye on you as well. You know, in case there's an accident, they don't want the liability. They need the footage. Let's see, there's a YouTuber called Bahamut where he mentions city of Fullerton full of gang stalkers. Oh, interesting. Hi, Joshua. You got flagged at the door for buying an SD card? That's hilarious. That's just ridiculous. Did they think you were taking it because they're so tiny? Oh, probably. They may have received an alert that a Target was in the store. Oh, your daughter was born in the Fullerton Hospital? I hear Walmart is really big. I haven't been at Walmart in a very long time. I do order from them online. And of course, you know, my package went missing last week, just poof, disappeared. Oh, security guards are alerted whenever TIs visit the establishment. Hi, Landshark. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in, guys. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know how that works. High five for 100 joules. I'm not sure how that works. Oh, I see. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, YouTube keeps changing all these little, you know, pluses and additions. The hype, you know, that's a new thing. I found out that after I hype a video, I can't leave a comment. I have to actually exit out of the video and go back to it again so I could leave a comment. Hi, Just Me. Welcome. Oh, really? The cashiers? They must alert the cashiers. I wonder if they receive some kind of financial benefit. I know. I'm confused with the YouTube add-ons also. Let's see, your neighbor was head of hospital security. I think he had power to put me on the list. It's certainly a possibility. I never knew there was such a list. So you must have to be in the know to realize or know that there actually is a list. I'm sure there are hundreds of thousands of people that are clueless that a list actually exists. Let's see, you had planned and paid a midwife to have your daughter at home, but they saw to it that you'd have a C-section. Oh. Oh, the same thing happened to her. C-sections. Oh, they were rare. It's very rare. When I had my daughter, I told my doctor that I did not want a C-section at any cost. So of course they gave me a torture drug called Pitocin. My daughter was late like 3.5 weeks. You know, it just gets better. 50, oh really? 50% of the women have to get them. I wonder, oh, that's, well, they're probably talking them into it. When I was interviewing the gynecologist, that was like one of my first questions. It's like, what is your stance on C-sections? Because I did not want one. Oh, you work labor and delivery. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they do. They can control bodily functions. I've noticed it even with the cats. I mean, I cannot believe they killed 4 cats in one day, and Nizumi is missing. It must be some special witch holiday. Oh, that's right. It's the new moon. How foolish of me. It's the new moon. And it's the last degrees of Taurus, too, which are a little nasty. Yes, new neighbors are always an adventure. I remember when new neighbors moved in next door when, I was living there for 30 years, and, each time new neighbors moved into the same house, I knew that, they were perpetrators. I didn't really know that much about the program at the time. I just knew that every time new neighbors moved in, it was going to be hell. Your sister went through 26 hours of labor, then a C-section, 10-pound baby. That's a big baby. Yes, they're very vicious and cowardly. I'm still processing it. I'm still, because it's not just these 4 cats. It was the way this little orange one died. It was like it was electrocuted or shocked or something. I mean, you saw like how healthy that little kitten looked, and it was like frozen in time. It was almost like a little wax figure. And then my cat Noah, they tortured Noah for like 2 weeks. I saw the signs from the very beginning. I just didn't know how long it was going to take for them to die. It was just horrible. I rescued him from the New York City animal shelter. They were actually going to put him to sleep. He was perfectly healthy. But that's what they do in animal shelters, which is why, even targeted people say, oh, I'm not going to get an animal because they're going to torture my animal. It's better that an animal is placed with a loving person, no matter how long it is for, than for an animal to live in an animal shelter. Hi, Monaghan, welcome. Oh, it's just so horrible. In addition to being bombarded with my corrupt insurance company filing a fake claim, I never filed a claim. I called and asked some questions about if it's covered under the policy, and they go and file a claim and start lying about it. Yeah, there's electricity coming up from the ground. That's what's causing the so-called wildfires. It's very possible. It's certainly possible. It could also be from directed energy weapons. Hi, his girl, welcome. His girl says the meek and humble shall inherit the earth. That doesn't mean weak of mind, and Satan hates them. I've noticed that they're burning South Georgia to the ground. They're getting data centers ready. It's very evil. The insurance companies, yeah, insurance companies, they're all in on the gang stalking, on the harassment. That's you're absolutely right. You know, when they burned Maui, slated for those 15-minute cities, Jews and drones are definitely. Oh, absolutely, absolutely, because of the way uh investigative journalists go there and document what has burned and what has not burned and how unusual it is. Yes, I heard about that. Cars with kill switches in 2007. There was a woman on YouTube. No, she was on TikTok, but it was a YouTube creator that mentioned her commentary on TikTok where she rented a 2007 vehicle. She was so excited about it, but as she's driving, the car decided it was going to stop because evidently her posturing changed in the driving seat where the vehicle could not see her eyes. Oh, you don't have any feed from my video? Oh, I don't know. It's very possible. I'm not sure. You found out that the water drops we feel are due, like directed energy weapons? The psychos in charge are going for total control of humanity. Yes. Blue cars and blue roofs don't burn. Right? I know. I saw that. Well, my next house, I'll have to get a blue roof. Karma does not lose an address. It also seems like a person ain't getting karma. They're surely acquiring karmic debt. And after so much, it gets built up just like a dike. And then when it reaches its limit, the karma will come all at once. And typically, that's some major life change that will make or break you. But the perps deserve it, says Joe. I agree with you, Joe. I absolutely agree. I hear, a lot of Christian people say, oh, no, you need to forgive them. They're being controlled too. You have to love them, love your neighbor. I'm sorry. I don't feel that way when people are deliberately, intentionally harassing, threatening, coercing, making money off of me, banking off me. No, I do not care about those people. They should all go to hell. Yes, sometimes, well, those water drops, here it gets very moist sometimes at night. So I usually attribute it to that. Oh no, there absolutely is. Karma is a very real. No, I never underestimate karma. Yeah, I agree, Sue. They can burn in hell. I mean, they're Satanists. They like Satan. Satan loves the heat, right? Doesn't Satan like heat, the fire, the flames, and stuff? Those little red horns. Yes. You had a blue car which was targeted for routine eating away of the paint. And they can do that. They can definitely burn the paint off of a vehicle. They can use a heat gun. And they do use chemicals. Actually, I'll probably do a separate video on it. I was very curious because of some of the, I guess the particles or little sand-like things that I'm rubbing off of my body. They're very hard and they look very unusual under a microscope. That they may be some form of biological. Let me see. I asked ChatGPT. Um, Let me just scroll down here. entomology. They use insects. You know how that Klaus Schwab says that you will eat the bugs, you know? It's not just about eating the bugs. They're not just adding insects to food and food supply. They're using it as warfare. Entomological warfare is the use of insects as weapons in war, sabotage, or terrorism. The insects may be used to spread disease, destroy crops, infest food supplies, or weaken populations psychologically and economically. But they're also using insects in creating skin disease and spreading them in the sky. Eight or nine in the sky. Oh, you have that many drones? Wow. Let's see. I learned that there are multiple surveillance companies in addition to Flock, all contractors for the federal government. Yes, we are the bug. We're the bugs. Hi, Eden's Living. Welcome. Thank you. And I haven't seen Zoomy now in 2 days. I haven't seen him all day yesterday and now all day today, so I'm concerned now. Let's see. Ticks cause red meat allergies is evil work. It's very difficult to protect yourself and pets when you live on a large property where these criminals are hiding behind buildings, etc. It is, it absolutely is all out warfare from the government versus the people. And I was just watching a video um, referred by a subscriber about how all the local governments that they actually work for the state. So whatever is happening to me here with all the local governments, it's also the state. Let's see. Yes, the microcosm toxin release. Yes. I mean, you can inhale it. I've mentioned before that like 24/7, like my body is completely covered here. There's absolutely no way that I could contract something by skin. I would have to either inhale it, it has to fall on my property, I have to walk on it, or I have to be intentionally infected. Hi, Nick. Welcome. I know. I saw one of your videos, Eden, about the helicopter and plane on your roof. I trapped 5 raccoons this week to be relocated. Hi, Forethought. Welcome. Let's see. Forethought says, what you're not understanding is that all of this is due to the lack of property movement in your body. There's one thing in naturally being able to do something, but you always know. I'm not sure I'm understanding the comments. Joe wants to know, what do you all make of the Black Eye Club? And supposedly the club members go through a ritual to allow a vil parasite worm to enter their eye to take control of their being. Is it possibly real? Um, There have been some whistleblowers that have said that it is real, and that on the walls in ancient Egypt that you could see that all-seeing eye, and it has like a little wormy looking thing on the in the corner of the eye drawn, on in the caves or the walls, the hieroglyphics. Whether or not that's actually why they have the black eye, I don't know for sure. I haven't done any research on it. Yes, reptilian. Riverblood says that he 100% believes that it's reptilian demon infestation. Forethought says once you understand this, hopefully you'll finally know how your body works instead of depending on autopilot. Being natural isn't enough. Let's see. You're absolutely right that gang stalking is set up to deliberately cause psychological distress and impairments. You're absolutely right. Having your animals killed all the time, and my like new clothing, they puncture holes in my clothing. They intentionally rot my food. I mean, it's like an all-out assault every which way. Like my entire life of being, eating. Anything I eat is destroyed. Anything I wear is destroyed. Anything I attempt to do is destroyed. Books, they write in my books. They fold the pages back. Let's see, can a parasite infect a parasite? That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't know. Reiki is not real energy. I mean, if you know anything about Jesus Christ, when you lay hands on someone, we all have an energetic body. And our energetic body has what is called an aura around us. And in fact, these criminals prey on our energy, on our aura. And that's basically what Reiki is, it's energy. And you can focus your energy through any part of your body, mostly through the hands. And laying on the hands on another person actually is very soothing, which is why touch is important. Nick says, I'm so beyond psychological stress. Well, you know what? It's a good question, though. Can a parasite infect a parasite? I don't know. It's very possible. Yes, they do. It's the fight flight. They attempt to instigate. Yes, they do. They do feed off of trauma from their victims. Remember that psychopaths, these sociopaths, these narcissists, they are addicted to chaos. Oh, that's great, Sue, that your husband is a Reiki master. Well, so am I. Obviously, here in Kentucky, I have not had the opportunity to use my Reiki skills, that took years to develop. I haven't been able to use it here. I mean, I so miss a lot of the work that I did back in New Jersey. It's all useless here. Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying, Monaghan. And I don't know if this is in other parts of the country, but I remember when I was studying Reiki, in order to study it, you have to practice it. And there were a lot of nurses in our local hospital that were actually training in Reiki so that they could utilize it in hospice. Oh, absolutely, forethought. Oh, I know about the stress. I feel it. I feel it. It's just nonstop here. It's nonstop. You don't get a break. And I already have a very busy schedule here. You know, you get an assault from an insurance company. They're strip mining my property. You've got the corrupt county lawyer. They increase my property taxes and nobody else's. No method to dispute it, which is against the law. Intercepting my communications, threatening realtors to not sell my property. You know, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Monaghan. I did not have that same experience. Monaghan says, I lived Reiki 24/7 and invoked demons, which took me over. I did not have that experience, actually. But I also did not live it 24/7. I had other things to do. It was part of what I did. And part of what I did was actually worked in an animal shelter. I practiced on the animals there. Well, that's true. You do. And then what happens is the more, let's see, adept the more adept you become at manipulating energy and stuff, the more you're attacked by um, demonic energy, demonic creatures. That's exactly right, Lorna. Exactly right. I mean, because before all of this, I was like such a chill person, like nothing bothered me. That's why my divorce was actually like a nightmare because it lasted for 3 years. Let's see. Foresight says also do not drink water to rehydrate. If you dehydrate your body, doesn't really depend simply on you drinking water whenever you want. You're supposed to be active. Oh, that's interesting. I did not experience that, Monaghan. But Reiki wasn't the only thing that I did. You know, I practiced astrology. I had healing circles. I taught classes. Let's see. You always want to be up, though. Just don't let them get your mind intoxicated. It's so easy to say, you know, like yesterday was a really bad day. Imagine waking up and going into the cats building, you know, go feed the cats and clean up and everything. And then I first find two dead cats. And then I see my cat Noah being really sick. And then later in the afternoon, I find another dead kitten, the one that I showed you in the video. I could not show you the other kittens because they looked really bad. Let's see, there is nothing demonic about sharing healing energy in my experience. Um, let's see, what states? Drink water when you're actively detoxifying your body. That's the best time to do it. They are poisoning my animals. I think Noah was poisoned. You know what I think that they're also doing? They could very easily do this. They could be injecting them with something. I would not be able to see that. But I will tell you, if I had the money now, and if I had thought about it before, maybe purchase the kit in advance. And don't tell anybody I told you this, but hi, Pamela, welcome. That you can do a hair analysis test on a deceased pet, just the way you would on yourself. you just don't tell the company that it's going to that it's an animal. I mean, they'll usually be able to tell from what you send to them, but they will send you the results. I know. Yeah, it was horrible. But this is what they do here in Jackson County, Kentucky. Oh, they Pam says they steal her cupcakes. Oh, they've stolen food here too. A couple of years back, I prepared, some extra food for myself. So I think I had it in two separate containers. One to eat the next day, one to eat the day after. Well, they stole the container of prepared food, and of course, they never give back the container. Let's see. A lot of sorcerers and witchers are energy vampires doing witchcraft to gain energy. Absolutely. Hi, Sir Judah. Welcome. I will never move back to the southeast. Like, I was also considering Tennessee, but I would not move there either. Sue says, I'm an HTMA practitioner. I could run a test on the kitten. Oh, I did not realize that. Thank you for letting me know. But I was told, I don't know, a few years ago, because I had called the hair analysis testing place and I said, I would really love to be able to test my animals and find out what they're doing to my animals. They're being poisoned with something. They said, well, you can submit your animal fur to a hair analysis testing facility. The great thing about that is, like with us, I mean, you cannot cut off part of your scalp. But if there is a deceased animal, you can cut the fur much closer to the skin level to detect whatever poisons were inflicted upon the animal. Let's see. Good evening. Hi, Mrs. Matson. Oh, it's horrible. It's just horrible. I'm like discombobulated, and I have not seen Zoomy, so I'm a little concerned. Zoomy has not been around in 2 days now. You can have a little sip of energy drink after detoxifying if you want to stay up. Detoxifying can make you drowsy, but better than not. Yeah, I have not done like a detox. The last time I did a detox, I felt pretty good. But I have not. I've been too stressed out to do a detox right now. I will be doing a detox bath soon, though. I rubbed salt all over my body this afternoon. I know. Me too, Sue. I have not seen Foxy either. Yeah, I don't drink energy drinks, by the way. Well, thank you, GCA. Oh, you and me both. You and me both. Energy drinks are full of sugar and caffeine. It's actually a deadly combination because the sugar content and the caffeine content are so high, it can actually cause arrhythmia. So you've got to be really careful with energy drinks if you're an energy drinker. Is my phone is taken over also, and the laptop too. Although my laptop is extremely slow, I think because they've intercepted so much of it. So, River Bluff, are you getting hit at work on your job also? Oh, thank you for that, John. I've been using like the oregano oil with the black seed oil combined. Energy drinks are aluminum cleaner. Imagine what it does to your insides. They're really bad for you. I mean, back in New Jersey, I actually did like a little talk on energy drinks when I was the chairperson for the Alliance for Drug and Alcohol. So, energy drinks was one of the topics. Hi, Toward the Tarot. Welcome. I could see that with those energy drinks because of the sugar and caffeine. They said that you can develop a tolerance for them. And you know, tolerance then means that you want more of it to retain, you know, some of the same high or whatever, which means you'll drink more and more of it, and they're really bad for you because it does cause arrhythmia, or it can cause arrhythmia. Oh yeah, forethought says, it does ruin your cleanliness, and gang stalkers will continue attacking you when they see you drinking one without proper care. Oh my goodness. They found a dead rat in their energy drink. You think it was the Monster brands? Oh my goodness. How did a rat get in there? I mean, rats are bigger than mice. I can't imagine how a rat could fit in an energy drink. Let's see. Oregano oil used for 15 years was only sick once in 15 years. Oh, okay. I'm so glad the commercials are getting better. John's John says when you feel a sickness in your throat, take 1 drop of oregano oil. That's right. Every time you get hit, send it back to the sender 100 times. Hi, Elsie. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in, guys. Yes, Amy Estridge. So she was talking about it too. Just Me says sometimes what works is aluminum window screen wrapped in poster board. A water wall. 10-liter boxes of water stacked on the side where the. Oh, that's interesting. They need to bring water bed backs for targeted individuals. You know, there are water pillows. Like I have a water pillow. I like it a lot. It's very comfortable. It is. It does feel like you're being electrocuted. Your whole body begins to it starts to vibrate. Exactly, Julius. Your father knew. He knew. I mean, it's possible that he experienced it. Maybe that was his way of telling you that he may have been targeted. Yeah, Joe says, time to move in behind a waterfall. I wonder what it would be like if you lived near a waterfall or live near water, like a salt water, if it would make a difference living near the ocean. Yes, JCA. Yes, a lot of these animals have the power to change the world for the better, but they decide to destroy it, and cause chaos. Animals bring a lot of joy. They're sweet. They bring joy into the world. Oh, that's a good idea. Buy a lot of fish tanks and fill them with water. And you could probably add salt to them, and that would probably even work better. That's a really good idea. Well, I mean, I live by a creek too. I mean, the water is kind of low. The water is very low now. Oh, that's terrible that your father suffered that way. Exactly. Like, I did not know my father was targeted until a couple of years ago. So I've got a new understanding of my father's odd behaviors at times, knowing that he was targeted and his wife was targeted. And it's just a coincidence that they both work for IBM. And then after I mentioned that on one of my videos, one of you guys, a subscriber, emailed me privately that her relatives work for IBM too. I no, unfortunately you can't send pictures. There aren't any attachments. I wish there were, but this is just YouTube Studio Chat. If The only way for me to be able to do that or share videos or photos or whatever is to subscribe to like a StreamYard. There's a monthly fee for that. Oh, that's interesting about tire walls too. Well, the rubber. It's hard to know what kind of shielding to use when you don't know exactly what they're using on you. Exactly, River Bluff. Live behind a waterfall and collect tires. Well, I wonder if those houses, that you build with tires, you fill them with like sands. I'm forgetting what they're called now. Um, like an earth house. I think that's what it's called, an earth ship. An earth ship. Yes, an earth ship. I love those things. An earth ship. I wonder if directed energy can get through an earth ship. It has to at least feel better because there's generally no like electricity through the walls. Oh, okay, that makes sense that they have windows on the south side, the sunny side. I love Earth ships. Another kind of home that would be interesting is a dome home, like it's called a geo. What is it called? A dome home, geodesic, a geodesic home. It's like round. Hi, very soon. Welcome. Oh, that's so interesting, John. John says all flu pandemics were done starting from the Russian flu in 1892, and in the future were done by shortwave radio frequencies, RF and L frequencies, 1 to 6G. Everyone induced a new sickness. Hi, Nettie. Welcome. Hi, very soon. Welcome. That would be a great idea. Julia says, I would carve out a dwelling in a mountain if I could, like a cave, but furnished and modernized. Okay, so Nettie says, never fails that when I walk out of my house every single time a white truck passes, how do they know the exact second I'm going to be outside? He lives at least 3 minutes away. Because they have you monitored. They have you likely remote neural monitoring, meaning that they're monitoring your thoughts. So there are things that we do and things that we think before we actually think a thing. We engage in behaviors associated with what we're thinking, and it triggers their computers. It's a computer program that's monitoring everything. Yes, yes, either through technology or monitoring spirits. It has to be technology in order to be that precise, that coordinated. River Bluff says, I wish I could go back to Introduction to Gang Stalking. I think I'm at the PhD level now. That's funny. interdimensional manipulators. It's very possible. Yes, the technology goes back to ancient Egypt. Yeah, they monitor your thoughts if they've taken your DNA. They will go into your house covertly and grab your DNA. They'll do it while you're sleeping. They can interfere with your surveillance cameras. They can disrupt the Wi-Fi. Yes, remote viewers are people who have high ESP capabilities. And they can dream hack and astral project and remote view all kinds of insane spying tactics. Yes, remote neural monitoring, it's fancy for reading your minds. Exactly. It's all technology. They get your DNA. They monitor your brain patterns. That's why they like to go through your trash. They'll steal your hairbrush, your trash, something that you've drank from, a bottle, a can. That's true. That's true, Julius. Unfortunately, there are a lot of perps who are also talented empaths, also remote viewers. It's very possible. Well, they can see through your eyes. They can hear through your ears. Yes, Nettie, I just learned that last year about the one headlight. I did not know what it meant until somebody pointed it out to me. I never paid attention to it other than that there was a headlight out. I never associated with them being like part of the club. Like those things don't even bother me. Like I just look at it like, oh, okay, so that's one of them. Let's see. Also, the reason why you fall asleep isn't because you lost sleep, it's because you're dehydrated. That's a really good point. Because with the microwaves, they do dehydrate the body. They absorb all of your energy, all of the water in your body. That's why you get a headache. Floaters can be also from too much technology. I remember when I was uh, doing my master's degree, I would get floaters in my eyes because I was spending way too much time, with a computer screen. And as soon as I completed that and was away from my screen more, they disappeared. I've got a bug across, like walking across my laptop now. These criminals, they love their bugs. Yes, they can, absolutely. I'm convinced that it's the frequencies and also the tinnitus that can put you to sleep. Yes, Katie, the headaches can be really bad. It's really important to drink fluids when you get a headache. I think I have raccoons fighting on the porch again. I'm just going to do a quick check. Oh, it's you, girl. Hi. Hello. Come on in. What, you guys have to go home. Yeah, you guys. Girl. I'm going to be away from the screen for about 3 or 4 minutes because I've got a couple of cats that need to go next door. Okay, I'm back. I had to get a couple of kitties next door. You're right. They don't want us talking to each other. The biggest fear is that we get together and share notes and support. Yeah, what they did with the cats yesterday is off the charts. But that's what they do, you know? Yes, that's true. That some people are transmitters, some people are receivers, and some people are both in terms of psychic abilities. KG is a female. She has not been in the live stream in a couple of weeks. It's like even eating hydrating fruits, you know, like oranges and lemons and apples. Yeah, she puts out like some evidentiary information. Okay. Nobody's mentioned the creepy voice until now. So we've been so the creepy voice is still there. Yes, sir, yes. The Mason stalkers try to gatekeep the astral plane and psychic abilities. Yeah, they're I've discovered that they are the most despicable creatures on the planet. Hi Shibbles, welcome. Well, we've been going at it since 10. So you know, we're talking about psychic abilities and energy and empaths. What was done to my cats? Let's see. I just find them to be despicable. I'm sorry. That's interesting forethought. Water is what's keeping you alive here. Don't trust your sleep mechanisms. It's an on and off switch because you are into drinking water. Water is how you overcome gang stalking. It's fascinating because they steal so much of my water here. Hi, Katie inquires. Um, yes, they have sliced a lot of my water catchment basins. They steal water from my stream. So yeah, so they're into water for sure. Well, you know the water signs, especially Pisces, absorbs the energy of people like unknowingly. Let's see, they've all gone through the tactics and triggers mirror so much of the tactics they use on us. So much of it is creating the same mind control. Sue, you're an Aries. Would you do a midweek live, or would you mind if we try to organize on someone else's channel if you're too big? I'm not able to do any kind of a midweek live. I can't um I can't confirm that I'm going to ever be able to do a midweek. I'm too busy here. I've got too much going on. I can't commit to something like that either. And generally, if I were to do a live during the week, it would be totally impromptu. It would just because I had like an extra hour or something and I'd go live rather than just record, a video. Oh, well, good for you for taking in a kitty. Yes, I heard about that. Yes. Yes. Did you hear about the CIA grabbing 40 boxes of material from Tulsi Gabbard's office about MK Ultra and the JFK assassination? Oh, well, good for you for adopting that little kitty. Well, there actually are certain characteristics attributed to being born at certain times of the year. It's just a fact. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. It has to do with um, energy that's imprinted at the time of your birth. And it's actually such a fact that the Freemasons and the Stalkers all know about that. They all know about astrology, and they all know your date, time, and place of birth. That's another method that they target you with. Because with a date, time, and place of birth, somebody who is adept at interpreting that imprinted energy can know your personality type and what's going to happen to you in the future. Absolutely. No, I agree that MK Ultra and Project Monarch are both still active. Do they call it that anymore? I don't know. Maybe they just call it the Targeted Individual Program. They love to harm animals. It's like one of their favorite things. And these cults especially like to use cats. Yeah, it never ended. And it's really sad that Tulsi Gabbard was rated that way. I mean, what was so problematic that they had to steal those boxes? What don't they want anybody to know? I know, gang stalking. Welcome, welcome. Is that right? Dogs are the animals that ward off evil. But I have to tell you though that with the energy weapons and the type of weapons that they do have, they can also immobilize a dog. I mean, I have considered getting a dog. I'd have to get one as a puppy and train it, and then to have it lost to these criminals who can just kill it on a moment's notice, the way they've killed all the other animals. Yeah, that's horrible. They ran a red light and hurt somebody. This is intentional, satanic, nonstop evil. That's very possible, Joe. It's very possible. A building system that taking the boxes from Tulsi Gabbard are just theater. I mean, it's certainly possible. I mean, look at what they did with the Epstein files all those years, right? And then finally they release them and everything is redacted. And then yet they're still not, they still have a lot of papers that have not been disclosed. To Tulsi, absolutely, she has to know. I mean, she was placed on the no. What was that? Not the no-fly list. She was on that extra watch list, that fly program, where she was being searched every time that she boarded. Keep your dog hydrated and active. Well, it's interesting because in my cat's building, they have a water fountain. So they have water all the time. But I noticed that these criminals, they're always putting something in the water to make it like sort of gummy, like a little slimy. That's what it's called, the Quiet Skies program. Yeah, I didn't remember what that was, the Quiet Skies program. How did you find that, Land Shark? Was that visible? Absolutely. Animals are very sensitive, especially cats. Oh, it's barely visible. Okay. Yeah, I've just noticed, like, since I've moved here, that their water is gummier than usual. I mean, I have less cats here than I did in New Jersey, and the water is just like the filter portion of it gets this like gooey stuff on it. I can't explain it. It's just, I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem right. Oh, I'm sure they have to fall asleep. But remember that there are so many of them that they're on schedules also. Translucent. That's probably what this was too. That's a common thing that they do is turn on the tap water to cause you to have an increased water bill. Yeah, these criminals, they like to turn on my stove, or or I will heat something up, and then I'll come sit down and wait for it to heat up, and these criminals will knock me out, so that 20 minutes go by and it's burnt. The dogs are very much like you, both getting intoxicated in the head if you're not careful. Yeah, it's no fun what they do to animals. People that usually have a pet that are targeted understand what that feels like. It's just horrible. It's just another method of torture, literally, because it's sort of like a mom having her children harmed. Your instincts get up, your maternal instincts, and it's the same thing for your pets. You want them to be safe. Exactly. Dogs rely on us to keep us safe. The same thing with animals. Our pets rely on us to keep themselves safe. They can't do it for themselves. Yeah, it's horrible, land shark. I feel your pain because I experienced the same thing. Yes, they steal the homeopathic remedies. Yes, they empty out my essential oils. They've emptied out the bottles of essential oils. And essential oils are costly. A lot of street theater. 13 years of her active, but I believe passive surveillance was going on for some time. It's hard to know exactly how many people are assigned to us individually at all times because there are going to be the people that we never see. We just don't know how many of the never see people there are behind the scenes. They're usually the ones that drive by very quickly with the very, very dark windows because they don't want you to see who they are. Exactly, Pamela. Don't stoop to their level. It's hard. It's hard not to react sometimes because when you're poked 24/7, you're harassed and you're busy, you're doing other things, you're trying to actually live your life with so many interferences and so many harassments. and so many unnatural occurrences, you know? That's a really good question, his girl. Is it possible for a whole town to stalk and abuse one person under mass programming? I think this happens. Well, whistleblower Brian Coffrin probably says that yes, that is certainly a possibility where they can get an entire town to go from being happy to being angry. That's behavior modification. Well, thank you for dropping by, Shibbles. Have a good night. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned that ATIX app. That is so interesting, River Bluff, because you know what? When I was still living in New Jersey, Greenville, South Carolina is actually where I wanted to live. I had done some research and I liked that area. It was very pretty. But then I remember reading something online about how it was more of a couples town, like a family town. They really did not welcome single people. So then I kind of decided to not go to Greenville, South Carolina. Is there a way to block your car from these apps? I don't know. I would imagine that the best thing to do if you're in your car is to turn off your phone. I mean, they're still going to track you, but just turn off your phone. Yeah, get an older car and rip out the electronics. Sorry to say. Yes. I don't even like the way the new cars look. I like some of the older appearance better. Yes, I've done that too. Accidentally, I've left my phone at home when I've been out, but I leave my phone inside my house often during the day. But there has to be another method for them to be tracking us through other than the phone. Yes, the new vehicles are just surveillance devices. I think that's what it is, River Bluff, with the nano that's in all of us. That it's easier to track us. You found a tracking device on your tongue once? Oh my goodness. Well, this past week, there has been something on my lip that's like attached to my lip. And it's so difficult to get it off because it's causing my lip to bleed. Yes, the signature brain waves, exactly. Oh, not it's very possible, River Bluff. They like to target the left eye, and that's what they did to the kittens. I'm sure. Lucky, that's horrible, right? I think it's in a lot of the medications too. Is there something on your lip too? It's on my bottom lip. They put them in the weirdest places. Yes, I believe so. It's the graphene oxide. I mean, it's in so many foods. Yeah, well, the elite can stay underground. That's where they belong. Fred says, "I think I will be more traumatized if the agents wear clown outfits during the street theater." Who is that? David Fitzgerald? Was that a scammer there? Well, thank you for catching that, Joe. That David Fitzgerald. We don't know what he was up to. Hi, so geometric. Welcome. Oh, thank you. Oh, is that a new perp? The perps are not welcome here. Oh, it's a bot. Oh, okay. Fourth Art says, all I recommend to you is skip the night. Oh, that's a lot of money, John. Okay, the perps target YouTube content creators who threaten their agenda. Oh, poor little babies. They feel threatened by something that we say. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, is that right? The creepy voice? Annie says, my cats are busy hunting the mice that were put in my house. And they do that. Yes, they do that. Yes, yeah, people have said that the creepy voice gets louder when we hit a nerve. After a long day of gang stalking, just don't crash due to it and sleep through the toxicity. You wake up feeling dead. Sometimes you don't have a choice, though. You know, you lie down, you get knocked out, you rest, and you're being assaulted as you rest. One of the things that they love to do is to sleep deprive us. Oh, I see what you're saying. It only works if you're active. If you're inactive, water doesn't do anything but go right out. Okay, yeah, absolutely get a filter to get the fluoride out. I don't know. I have Guinea Pigs, Technologies of Control by John Hall. And I just kind of open the book. I don't hear any beeping noises, but we do have a resonant creepy voice. It's in the background, it's sort of mechanical, and it's definitely on my side. So I just open the book to a page to read. Many of the government-funded research projects into various parapsychological phenomena were piggybacked onto the MK Ultra program. While none of the sub-project descriptions from the FOIA releases specifically mention the inclusion of ESP or psi studies, it is known that funding was intertwined and that many of the MK Ultra research dabbled in such studies. Of interest, the remote viewing studies of the 1960s and 1970s have a direct relation to both MK Ultra and current ongoing experimentation. When you say when you say the gangsters have your head intoxicated, what does that mean? MK Ultra set a precedent for the government's desire to learn how to control the human mind and alter human behavior through that control. It also demonstrates further a willingness on the part of the government to covertly experiment on an unwitting public. I believe the first two chapters of this book should impress upon the reader that the United States government has and will continue to use the unwitting public as guinea pigs for this type of experimentation. That was on page 17. I just don't understand why the government needs to surveil us so unmercifully. It just makes no sense whatsoever. It's just so perverted and it's not normal. It's just not normal. Oh, you're still hearing the creepy in the background. Is he cracking jokes? One of the subscribers ran creepy, I think, backwards or slower. And in one instance, creepy said, I can see you, Lorraine. Like, okay, big deal. I can see you, Lorraine. Good night, Toward the Terra. Thanks for joining in. Yes, well, we obviously do have something that they want. Oh, that's okay, Joe. Joe says, just want to mention that I'm working on my cussing on my videos, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, I just speak my mind with no filter. Sorry if my vulgar language has offended any viewers. Well, I think we're all guilty of being vulgar at some times. It's a result of being harassed and being angry about it. Nobody should have to live this way. Yeah, Joe, place a link to your channel in the chat. Okay, so Joe posted the link to his channel. I received a link and I just started watching it. I want to listen to it again. It is Stand Up. Let's see. And here's another link about how the USDA funded weather modification and local climate management study. Yeah, they don't pay attention to the law, actually. They think that when they're dealing with a targeted person, that the law does not apply to them. Let's see, in the US, the county sheriffs train the ones in the area to use the ATIX app and the system and get the businesses and people to turn against you. Hi, Jerry. Yes, it's midnight already, guys. And I'm really tired. Yeah, it did go very fast. Sometimes it goes very quickly. But I appreciate all you guys coming into the chat. I mean, by the time the chat ended now, the moon went from being in the sign of Taurus now into the sign of Gemini. We're in the now we're going into the waxing crescent. So we've been in the new moon, which is the dark of the moon, and as the moon increases in light, there's a lot more activity outside. And hopefully Zoomy shows up. I know this is the second night now. It's not like him to be gone this long. I mean, he has to eat. He was not even in the outer field today. So, but thank you everybody for joining in the chat tonight. I will definitely let you know if Zoomy shows up. You dated a Gemini, so now I'm scared of what's to come. Well, I've got a lot of Geminis in my family. They like to talk a lot. Hi, SCL. Azumi is an indoor-outdoor. He sleeps indoors, and then he goes out to play. I mean, he sleeps indoor more when it's cold, but it warmed up. But it's so not like for him to be gone for 2 days. I mean, he's been gone for 24 hours, but he'll usually show up at the front door in the morning to eat. He'll come in and eat and hang out for a while, and then he'll leave again. So it's just very unusual. He did not drop by. Excuse me, Monaghan, you're not welcome here, okay? You're just not welcome here. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but don't ostracize other people for thinking differently than you, okay? Not in my chat, anyway. Oh, that's terrible, Pamela. Well, have a great night, everybody. I appreciate all you guys chiming in, all the good offerings and information. And it did go very fast. I'm tired. I'm like really tired. Thank you, and thank you for moderating, Joe. I appreciate you. Like you block my well, good for you because I just got rid of that person. I put them in timeout for half an hour, then they came back and started in again. And everybody's entitled to their opinion, but if you don't like a conversation that we're having here, then don't come in and spew garbage. Go somewhere else. That's the way I look at it. So I hope everybody has a great night. And thank you for dropping by, SDL. So I'm going to end the live stream now. Thank you for chiming in, Pamela. Exactly. I mean, they're welcome to go somewhere else and have their own conversations. But we're having a conversation about one thing, and if they don't like what the conversation is about, then rather than spew a negativity, take your conversation somewhere else where it's welcome. It's not welcome here. So I don't like that. Okay, everybody. Well, I hope everybody has a good night.